proceeding with the chapter, I want to tell you that by this title we can understand that once there was a prince and he was very happy. And in this chapter we will study about that when he was alive, he was very happy in his palace, But after his death, he will know about the miseries, the problems of the people of his palace, and he will feel very regret for them. But because of after his death, he was stand there as a statue. He cannot do anything. So how he will help to the other persons? This will study in this chapter. So the chapter 5, if you have your textbook, take out your textbook. The Happy Prince. And before starting this chapter, I want to tell you that get ready for your exams very soon. There will be your PT1 exam. So whatever the chapters we have completed and the syllabus and all this information you will get from school, but get ready for your exam. Chapter number 5, The Happy Prince. High above the city on a tall column stood the statue of the Happy Prince, and after his death the prince was there as a statue. Actually it was a statue, but in this statue there his spirit and how he feel the miseries, and he will watch the problems of the poor people, problems of the needy person. High above the city, and where his statue was erected there, high above the city on a tall column stood the statue of the Happy Prince. He was gilded and all over with thin leaves of fine gold. For eyes he had two bright sapphires, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. As you can see in this picture, his body covered with the gold, gilded means covered, and sapphires is a precious stones, blue color precious stones, and these stones were there in his eyes. In that statue, in his eyes there were the diamonds, we can see blue color sapphires, blue color precious, a very valuable stones kept in his eyes, and a large red ruby glowed on his sword hilt. Hilt means we can say the handle of the sword. In Hindi we can say जो तलवार का हैंडल होता है, in that hilt, in that handle there was a ruby. Ruby is again the precious stone. So one more precious stone was there on the sword hilt. So in the first paragraph we will know about that once there was a statue of the Happy Prince, and that statue was covered with the layer of gold, the thin leaves of the gold, the thin leaves of the fine gold, and for eyes he had two bright sapphires, the very shining sapphires, the precious and the valuable blue color stones were there on his eyes, and another ruby, the another precious stone were there on the sword hilt. One night there flew over the city a little swallow. So one night there was a swallow, is a tiny bird, a little bird. He was flying from that city. His friends had gone away to Egypt 6 weeks before, and that the swallow's friends, they went to the Egypt before 6 weeks, and now that the swallow was going to the Egypt. But he had stayed behind. Then he decided to go to Egypt too. But that time he wanted to stay there, and later then he wanted to go to Egypt. All day long he flew, and why he wanted to stay there? Because from that day he was flying. So he wanted to stay there. At night time he arrived at the city. So in that city he arrived where that statue, the Happy Prince statue were there. Where shall I put up? And later then he started to put means where should I live? Started to think like that, where I will stay, where I will live. And he said, I hope the town has made preparations. So then he saw the statue on the tall column, and later then that swallow. In this chapter he used for that swallow, for that bird, but generally we use this he for human beings. But then also in this chapter he refers to that swallow, that tiny bird. And later then he saw that a statue of that happy prince, and I will put up there, and he decided that I will stay this night here only. He cried, it's a fine position with plenty of fresh air, and he became very happy. Why? Because it was on a high place, so there was a fresh air, he could take the fresh air, so he became very happy, and so he alighted just between the feet of the happy prince, and later then he decided that I will stay there between the feet of a happy prince. I have a golden bedroom. Later then he became very happy. Golden bedroom. How he had a golden bedroom? Because the statue was covered with gold. The statue was full of gold, and so the swallow became very happy because tonight I have a golden bedroom. He said softly to himself as he looked round, and he prepared to go to sleep. Just as he was putting his head under his wing, a large drop of water fell on him. What a curious thing! And as he was sleeping between the feet of a happy prince, suddenly he found a drop of water fall on him from the upside. So what a curious thing! And he replied, what a strange thing. Curious means strange thing. He cried, there is not a single cloud in the sky. Because when a drop of water fell on him, he thought like that there is no cloud in the sky, and then also how the drops, from where that drop came. The stars quite clear and bright, and yet it is raining, and the same time he looked at the stars. He looked at the sky, and there were the stars shining in the sky, and then how it's possible that it is raining? Then another drop fell, and after some time again the one more drop fell on him. What is the use of a statue if it cannot keep the rain off? And then he thought like that, what is the use of this statue? There raindrop is coming, and what is the use of this? I cannot sleep here. He said, I must look for a good chimney pot, and he determined to fly away. But before he had opened his wings, a third drop fell, and he looked up and saw, oh, what did he see? And as he thought like that, he started to fly because he didn't want to sleep there, and between the feet of a happy prince, because there was a raindrops falling. So as he started to fly and he looked upside, then he found that one more raindrop fell on him, and he found, what did he see? And what he see? The eyes of the happy prince were filled with tears, and then he found that water drops were coming from the eyes of happy prince. There was not raining. It was not raining, but it was from where that the water drops coming from the eyes of the happy prince, and the happy prince eyes with full of tears, and the tears were running down his golden cheeks, and that drops of water coming down from his golden cheeks. Golden cheeks means because of this statue covered with the gold, so the golden cheeks. His face was so beautiful in the moonlight that the little swallow was filled with pity. Pity means sympathy. In Hindi we say daya. So as he saw that the happy prince's face, it was his eyes full of tears, and he also became full of pity, was filled with pity. Who are you? He said. And later then that swallow asked to the happy prince, who are you? Then he replied, I am the happy prince. Why are you weeping then? Then it's a simple question. If you are happy prince, then why you are weeping? Why you are crying? Because your eyes with full of tears. Why? What is the reason? Ask the swallow. You have quite drenched me, and you because of your this water drops which were falling from your eyes, I quite drenched, I soaked. When I was alive, and now he started to speak like this. When I was alive and had a human heart, answered the statue, I didn't know what tears were, for I lived in the palace where sorrows is not allowed to enter. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and happy indeed I was. So I lived, and so I died, and now that I am dead, they have set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness and all the misery of my city. And though my heart is made of lead, yet I cannot choose but weep. So now in this paragraph he is saying about his life and how he spent his whole life and what he is looking after his death as he became the statue. He is saying, when I was alive, had a human heart. When I was alive, of course I had also human heart just like the others, just like the other humans have. Answered the statue, I didn't know what tears were. And when I was alive, because I was a prince, I didn't know about tears, I didn't know about sadness, I never be disappointed. There were no tears in my eyes. Why there were no tears? For I lived in the palace, because I was living in the palace, where sorrow is not allowed to enter, where the sadness was not allowed to the enter. See, sadness is not a human being who can enter into the room. But here the writer means is this, that he was happy, he had all the facilities, he had a luxurious life. So sadness, there was not any other disappointment for the happy prince. So he was a completely happy, and he didn't know about that what is the sadness, what is the miseries, what is the problem, because he had not any kind of problem. My courtiers called me the happy prince, and my courtiers called me the happy prince, because I was happy. And happy indeed I was, because I was happy also. So I lived, and so I died, and now that I am dead, they set me up here so high that I can see the ugliness on the misery of my city. As now at the present day I am in, just as a statue. They erected me in that a statue. So now from this place, from this high place, I can see my whole city, the ugliness, the dirtiness of my city, and the miseries. Miseries we can say the problems or the sadness and the lack of food, which the people were suffering with the lack of food, the lack of things, the daily necessary things also many people had not. And though my heart is made of lead, and as you know that I am a statue and my heart is made of metal or a plastic. Lead is a metal. Because my heart is made of lead, I cannot choose. So I cannot choose, but I can read. What? Is he not solid gold? What? Your heart is made of metal? It means the swallow was thinking like that. Maybe it was a statue of happy prince and covered with gold. So maybe his heart also made of with gold, but the happy prince told him like that, my heart is made of a metal. Said the swallow to himself, he was too polite to make any personal remarks. Far away, continued the statue in a low musical voice, far away in a little street, there is a poor house. One of the windows is open, and through it I can see a woman seated at a table. Her face is thin and worn, and she has scores. So now he started to share the miseries, the whatever he was observing from that high place, the happy prince. He was observing every day that how the people have the problems, how the people are in the problems, the weaker, the many people are poor, they have not their daily things, they have not enough food to eat. So he was telling to the swallow that there is a street and there is a poor house, and in that house one of the window is open. So from that window I can see that there is a woman. Face is thin and worn, and she is looking tired, worn. W-O-R and worn means tired, and she has coarse, rough hands, and she had rough hands, all pricked by the needle. And why she had rough hands? Because of the needles. Because she was which kind of work she was? She was making embroideries on the clothes. So because of every time using needles, her hands became rough. For she is a seamstress. Seamstress means a woman makes a living by sewing. She was getting money by sewing, because by this making embroideries, and to make this embroideries she had to use needle, and by this doing this work, her hands became rough. She is embroidering flowers on a satin gown for the loveliest of the queen's maids of honor to wear at the next court ball. Ball means party. So, and while she was making this embroideries for that queen, in the next party, she has to worn this dress, this gown. So, she was preparing her gown. In a bedroom in the corner of the room, her little boy is lying in, and in the another corner, her son was sleeping there, and he is not well, he is ill, suffering from any kind of disease, and he has a fever. He was suffering from fever. Who was telling this? The happy prince was telling the whole stories to the swallow. And all these things he was observing from that window, because that woman kept the window open. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying, and that woman had nothing to give to her son. She had only the river water. So every time she was giving water to her son. So her son was crying, and he was suffering from, her son was suffering from fever also. His mother has nothing to give him but river water. So he is crying, swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move. So he started to speak to the swallow like this, swallow, swallow, the little swallow, can you do this work? Because I am a statue, I cannot move from my place, because I am erected there, I am fixed at this place. So I want to help to that woman, but because of this statue I cannot move. So you take out this diamond or this ruby. Where was the ruby? In the sword's hilt. So you take out that ruby, the precious stone from my sword, and this stone you give to that woman. So she will bring something, or she will be able to give to her son, and she can bring medicines also. So he will be okay. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, will you not bring her the ruby out of my sword hilt? My feet are fastened to this pedestal and I cannot move. I am waited for in Egypt, said the swallow. And then the swallow replied, I am waited for in Egypt because I have to go to Egypt. My friends are waiting for me. My friends are flying up and down the Nile. Nile is the river. Nile river. And talking to the large lotus flowers. Actually this incident was in Paris. So he wanted to go to meet with his friends. They already arrived, they already went to the Egypt. So the swallow replied, taking to the large lotus flower, soon they will go to sleep. The prince asked the swallow to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. So the prince requested to the swallow that only for this night, tonight you stay here, and you took this ruby and give to the woman. The boy is so thirsty and the mother so sad. He said, I don't think I like boys, answered the swallow. I want to go to Egypt. But the happy prince looked so sad. Actually, the swallow didn't want to do this work, but when he looked at the face of happy prince, he became so sad. He was very disappointed. So the little swallow was sorry. It's very cold here, he said. But he agreed to stay with him for one night and be his messenger. Actually, there was too much cold. So the swallow was not able to stay there, but then also because he was also very kind, just like the happy prince, so he agreed for this. Thank you, little swallow, said the prince. The swallow picked out the great ruby from the prince's sword and flew away with it in his beak over the roofs of the town. And he left that place, and where he was going? He was going to the near the woman. He passed by the cathedral tower. Cathedral is church. He was passing by the church where the white marble angels were sculptured. He passed by the palace and heard the sound of the dancing. A beautiful girl came out on the balcony with her lover. I hope my dress will be ready in time for the state ball. And from where he was passing? He was passing from that the queens. The which queen? For her, that the woman was preparing the gown. She was thinking like that, maybe my gown will be ready. She said, I have ordered flowers to be embroidered on it, but the seamstresses are so lazy. And the queen was saying like that, the seamstresses means that woman is so lazy, yet she has not prepared my gown. He passed over the river and saw the lanterns. Lanterns in Hindi we say lalten. And he saw that the swallow saw the lanterns hanging on the mast of the ships. Mast means sail. At the sail of the ship. At last he came to the poor woman's house and looked in. The boy was tossing feverishly on his bed and the mother had fallen asleep. Tossing feverishly means turning left and right, and when he entered in that woman's house, that the swallow found that because of his illness, the boy was not feeling comfortable. Every time he was changing his direction, sometimes left side, sometimes right side, turning left and right, and the mother had fallen asleep. She was so tired, and because of this embroidered work, she became tired, so she slept. In he hoped and laid the great ruby on the table beside the woman's thimble. Thimble means a thing which is made of a metal or a plastic. Then he flew gently round the bed, fanning the boy's forehead with his, and he sank into a delicious slumber. And so that ruby that he kept on the table beside the woman's thimble. Thimble means the things which is made of a plastic or a metal, where she was sleeping. That woman was sleeping. And he flew gently round the bed where the boy was sleeping. He gently flies, so maybe he will feel something better. And fanning the boy's forehead with his wings. How cool I feel. And because of he felt the boy, the ill boy felt just very cold. And he replied, I must be getting better. And he was speaking like this, I must be getting better. And he sank into a delicious slumber. And suddenly, swallow found that he slept. Then the swallow flew back to the happy prince and told him what he had done. It is curious, he remarked, but I feel quite warm now, although it is so cold. But later then the swallow replied that now I am also feeling warm. But now that time there was too much cold, but how he was feeling warm? Because he had done a good work. That is because you have done a good action, said the prince. And the prince replied, because you have done a good work. You have done a good action, so you are feeling warm. And the little swallow began to think and then fall asleep. Thinking always made him sleepy. When day broke, he flew down to the river and had a bath. Tonight I go to Egypt, said the swallow, and he was in high spirit at the prospect. And in that next morning, he told to the happy prince that today I will go to Egypt. He took bath and he was in high spirit at the prospect. Prospect means thought of something, and suddenly he started to think something about it. He visited all the monuments and sat a long time on top of the church steeple. So and the next day he visited all the monuments, all the buildings, and sat a long time on the top of the church steeple. Steeples means high tower of church. When the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. And when the moon came in the sky, he went to the happy prince. Have you any commissions for Egypt? You have any work for Egypt? You can tell me, because now I am going to Egypt. He cried, I am just starting. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince. Will you stay with me one night longer? Then he requested, again the happy prince requested, can you stay here for one more night, for this night? I am waited for in Egypt, answered the swallow. Swallow replied, now my friends are waiting in Egypt. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, far away across the city, I see a young man in a garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. His hair is brown and crisp, and his lips are red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, but it is too cold to write anymore. There is no fire in the grate, and hunger has made all him faint. So in this again he started to request to the swallow that you stay here one more night. There is any other, the one more person has a problem, and I want that you go and help him. And which kind of problem he has? Far away across the city I see a young man in a garret. Garret means a small dark room without light. Garret means a room which has no light. So I can see from here that there is a person, and he is in the garret. He is leaning over a desk covered with papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets, and he had his desk covered of papers, and in the glass by his side there is a bunch of withered violets. Withered violets means worn out flowers, सूखे हुए पत्ते we can say, and his hair is brown and crisp, and that person's hair is dry and a brown color, and his lips are red as a pomegranate. Pomegranate is a fruit, and in Hindi we say anar. So his lips are as red as a pomegranate, and he has large and dreamy eyes, and there is a dream in his eyes. He is trying to finish a play for the director of the theatre, and he wanted to finish that play, but it is so cold to write anymore. But this time he was feeling too cold, so he cannot complete his work. There is no fire in the grate, and in that higher place there is no fire. So hunger has made all him faint, and why he became weak? Because of this hunger he has not anything to eat also. I will wait with you one night longer, said the swallow, who really had a good heart. He asked if he should take another ruby to the young playwright. Then he understood, then the swallow understood. I understood that this time also again you will give me one more ruby, and this ruby you wanted that I go to that person and I give that ruby to that person. Alas, I have no ruby now. But the happy prince replied that it's so very sad that I have no ruby, sighed the prince. My eyes are all that I have left. Only whatever I have that are in my eyes. There were the blue color, the valuable stones, or we can say the sapphires. They are made of rare sapphires, which were brought out of India 1,000 years ago. And you can see in my eyes there is a sapphires, and this out of India we brought out of India 1,000 years ago, and we brought these diamonds, these precious stones from India. That time this story happened, that is the place in Paris. So we brought these sapphires from India 1,000 years ago. He ordered the swallow to pluck out one of them and take it to the playwright. So you take one sapphire and give to that playwright. He will sell it to the jeweler and buy firewood and finish his play. So if he will sell to the jeweler will give him money, and by this he can purchase firewood. So he will feel warm and he could complete his work. And buy firewood and finish his play, he said. Dear prince, said the swallow, I cannot do that. Swallow replied, I cannot take this stone from your eyes, this sapphire from your eyes. Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you, as I am ordering you, you do this work. So the swallow plucked out of the happy prince at the prince's eye and flew away to the young man's garret. It was easy enough to get in, as there was a hole in the roof, and it was very easy to enter in that garret. In the garret means the small dark room. Why? Because there was a hole, so swallow could enter easily. Through buried in his hands. So he did not hear the flutter of the bird's wing. And why? Because he was full of worries, full of attention. So he had not heard the sound of a fluttering. The flutter sound means the sound of a flying, the sound of the wings of that swallow. And when he looked up, he found a beautiful sapphire lying on the withered violets. And when he looked on that withered means that is सूखे हुए फूल, there was the dry ones, and that the swallow kept that sapphire on it. I am beginning to be appreciated, and he started to praise. Appreciated means praise. He cried, "This is from some great admirer, and surely my one great admirer had given this me. Now I can finish my play." And he looked quite happy, and now he became very happy because when he found that sapphire. The next day the swallow flew down to the harbour. He set on going to Egypt. Cried the swallow, but nobody minded. And when the moon rose, he flew back to the happy prince. "I have come to bid you goodbye," he cried. And on the next day, the swallow flew down to the harbour. He sat on the mast of a large vessel and watched the sailors working. And the next day also he visited some places. And at the end of the day, when the moon came in the sky, he came to the happy prince and said that now I am leaving this place because I want to go to Egypt. "I have come to bid you. I have come here to say you goodbye," he cried. "Swallow, swallow, little swallow," sighed the prince, "will you not stay with me one night longer?" "It is winter," answered the swallow, "and the snow will soon be here. In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them." The happy prince, he told to the happy prince, "Now it is too much winter. I cannot stay here one more night. I wanted to go to Egypt because in Egypt there is a warmness, so I want to go there. And it is a winter," answered the swallow. "The snow will soon be here, and very soon there will be snow. So how I will stay here? In Egypt the sun is warm on the green palm trees, and the crocodiles lie in the mud and look lazily about them." In the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and they are all spoiled. Her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money, and she is crying. She has no shoes or stockings, and her little head is bare. Pluck out my other eye and give it to her, and her father will not beat her. And that night again happy prince requested to the swallow that there is one another, a person who is in trouble, who is in problem. So he replied that in the square below, said the happy prince, there stands a little match girl. Match girl means she had a matchbox. She has let her matches fall in the gutter, and she lost her all the matches in the gutter. Gutter means sewage. And because of this gutter, they all become wet and she cannot take out. And they all are spoiled, and they all are destroyed. And her father will beat her if she does not bring home some money. And because her father has given to sell, and how she lost this and she will not get money, and if she will go to her house, her father will beat her. So you took the another sapphire from my eyes and went to that girl and give to her. Her little head is bare, and she has no shoe and not anything to her. Her father will not beat her. So you take sapphire from my the other eye and give to her. I will stay with you one night longer, said the swallow, but I cannot pluck out your eye. Then the swallow replied, I can stay here for one more night, but I cannot take this sapphire from your eyes, because you would be quite blind then. Suppose I will take this also, then how you will see the miseries or the other things? Swallow, swallow, little swallow, said the prince, do as I command you. Then the prince replied, whatever I am saying to you, you do this. So he plucked out the happy prince's other eye and darted down with it. He swooned past the match girl and swooped means low in a very he went to near the match girl and slipped the jewel into the palm of her hand, and he kept that sapphire on her hand. What a lovely bit of glass, cried the little girl, and she ran home laughing. And she became very happy when she found that sapphire. It was shining, so she went to her house. Then the swallow came back to the prince. You are blind now, he said, so I will stay with you always. And after giving this sapphire, when the swallow came there, and he replied that now you have become completely blind, so I will stay with you. No, little swallow, said the poor prince, you must go to Egypt. No, I will stay with you always. Then the happy prince replied, no, little swallow, you can go to Egypt. I am happy there. But the swallow replied, no, I will stay with you always, said the swallow, and he slapped at the prince's fist. And because he was a very kind-hearted, just like the happy prince, he was as sensitive as the happy prince, so he told to the happy prince that I will stay here because you have become completely blind. So the swallow flew over and he slept there in the prince's feet. All the next day he sat on the prince's shoulder and told him stories of what he had seen in the strange lands. And every day he stood there on the shoulder of happy prince, and he was saying whatever he was looking in front of him, whatever the pictures he was telling to the prince. Dear little swallow, said the prince, you tell me the marvelous things, but more marvelous than anything is the suffering of men and women. There is no mystery so great as misery. Fly over my city, little swallow, and tell me what you see there. So the swallow flew over the great city. So once the happy prince told to the swallow that every day you are saying me these marvelous stories, but now today you fly over my city and see the miseries, the problems of the people of my this place, my country, and tell me. So the swallow flew over the great city and saw the rich making merry in their beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. He flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly at the black streets. Under the archway of breeze, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try and keep themselves warm. How hungry we are, they said. You must not lie there, shouted the watchman, and then they wandered out into the rain. So when the happy prince told to the swallow that now today you fly over my city and see how the people have the problems. So that day when he left to the happy prince, and the swallow found that the merry in the beautiful houses, while the beggars were sitting at the gates. That in front of the beautiful house, at the door of the house, the beggars were sitting there. And he flew into dark lanes and saw the white faces of starving children looking out listlessly. And there were some children, listlessly means energyless, at the black streets and black street. So at the corner of the street, the swallow found there were the beggar, the poor children, and they were standing there, energyless, under the archway of breeze. And under the breeze, two little boys were lying in each other's arms to try keep themselves warm. And under the breeze there was a little place. So the two boys were standing there to get the warmness. How hungry we are, and they were talking to each other that how hungry we are. They said, you must not lie there, shouted the watchman. At the same time, watchman came there and he shouted on the two boys that you cannot stand there. And they wandered out into the rain, and again they came into the rain because they stood there because they wanted to save themselves from the rain, the drops of water. But because the watchman was just shouting on them, so they left the place. Then he flew back and told the prince what he had seen. I am covered with fine gold, said the prince. And whatever he found, the miseries, the problems of the people, he He shared all these problems with the happy prince. Then the happy prince replied that I am covered with fine gold. Then you know very well that this statue is covered with gold. You must take it off leaf by leaf and give it to the poor. The living always think that gold can make them happy. So you take and give it to that poor people. You know that gold can make them happy, and this gold, by this gold, and when they will sell this gold, they will get the money and they can live happily. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold the swallow picked off. And so day by day the swallow picked out the layer of gold, and now till the happy prince looked quite dull and grey. Leaf after leaf of the fine gold he brought to the poor, and the children's faces grew rosier and they laughed and played in the street. We have bread now, they cried. And when the swallow given to that poor boys and the poor children, they became very happy. Then the snow came, and after the snow came the frost. The streets looked as if they were made of silver. Everybody went about in forts, and the little boys were scarlet caps and scattered on the ice. And the little boys, the children, the poor children, now they had money, so they brought the caps and the scarlet, and they were playing there. The poor little swallow grew colder and colder, but that the poor swallow, the tiny bird, he was feeling cold too much because of the snow falling from the sky, and he was feeling colder and colder, but he would not leave the prince. But he didn't want to leave the prince, because he had kind heart, so he cannot leave the prince alone. He loved him too well. He picked up crumbs outside the baker's door when the baker was not looking, and tried to keep himself warm by flapping his wings. But at last he knew that he was going to die. He had just enough strength to fly up to the prince's shoulder once more. And at the end, when he found that now very soon I will die, he had not the strength, only this strength that he could reach the happy prince's shoulder. Goodbye, dear prince. So he sat on the shoulders of a happy prince and replied, Goodbye, dear prince, he murmured. Silently he replied, Will you let me kiss your hand? So can you give me this permission? I can kiss your hand. Then I am glad that you are going to Egypt at last, little swallow. Then the happy prince replied that finally you are going to Egypt. I am very happy, because he didn't know about it that very soon he will die. Because of this ice falling from the sky, he cannot stand there for a long time. So, but the happy prince didn't know about it. He was thinking like that the swallow was finally going to Egypt. You have stayed too long here, but you must kiss me on the lips, for I love you. So you kiss me on my lips, not on my hands, because I also love you and you also love me too much. It is not to Egypt that I am going. Then the swallow replied that I am not going to Egypt. Said the swallow, I am going to the house of death. I am going to the house of death. Death is the brother of sleep, is he not? And he kissed the happy prince on the lips and fell down dead at his feet. And as he kissed on his lips, he fell down on the feet of happy prince. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue. At the same time as that the swallow fell down on the feet of the happy prince, there was a strange sound, the crack sound, the breaking sound, and this sound came from the happy prince, because his heart, which was made of lead, it broke out into two parts. At that moment, a curious crack sounded inside the statue, as if something had broken, and there was a sound like, then which kind of sound? Something had broken, जैसे कोई टूट गया है. The fact is that the leaden heart had snapped right in two, and it was the sound, which kind of sound? जो happy prince का heart था वो दो टुकड़े में snapped, बट गया है. It certainly was a dreadfully hard frost. Early the next morning, the mayor was walking in the square below the company with the town councillors. As they passed the column, he looked up at the statue. Dear me, how shabby the happy prince looks, he said, And when the councillors came there, and when they looked at the statue of the happy prince, and they started to speak like this, how dirty the statue of a happy prince become. How shabby indeed, cried the town councillors, who always agreed with the mayor, and they went up to look at it. The ruby has fallen out of his sword, his eyes are gone, and he is golden no longer. And that councillors given this information to the mayor that now the happy prince statue, there was no ruby, there was no sapphires in his eyes. Said the mayor, in fact he is then the mayor replied that he is a little better than a beggar. Then the mayor replied to the councillors that the statue looking like just like a beggar, it's a little better than a beggar. Little better than a beggar, said the town councillors. And here is actually a dead bird at his feet. And you cannot see, there is a dead bird also, that was the swallow, because just before some time he died. Continued the mayor, we must really issue a proclamation that birds are not to be allowed to die here. Then the councillors replied that we must really issue a proclamation. Proclamation means order or rule. We have to make this rule that birds are not allowed to, they cannot die here, just near the statue of happy prince. And the town clerk made a note of the suggestions. So they pulled down the statue of the happy prince, pulled down, उसको तोड़ के वहां से हटा दिया, as he is no longer beautiful. Why they pulled down the statue of the happy prince? Because earlier the statue was very beautiful. It was covered with gold, and there was the sapphires in his eyes, and there was a ruby in the sword's hilt. But now everything the happy prince lost, everything whatever he had used this in the help of poor people. But the councillors and mayor didn't know about this. He is no longer useful, said the art professor at the university. And the art professor of the university, he replied that it's not useful. Then they melted the statue in the furnace. And this statue they melted in the furnace. Furnace means fireplace. They were melting this statue because they cannot throw this big statue at any other side. So they decided that we will melt this. What a strange thing, said the overseer. Overseer means the supervisor. So once there was a supervisor, he shouted like that, what is this thing which is not melting in the fire? That there is something. And what was this? Actually जो उसका हार्ट था, जो कि लेड का बना हुआ था, वो उसमें मेल्ट नहीं हो रहा था. The overseer, the supervisor of the workmen at the foundry, this broken lead heart will not melt in the furnace. ये जो इसका हार्ट है वो मेल्ट नहीं होगा. We must throw it away. So we have to throw it away. It's not melted in this fire, so we have to throw it. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. And see the destiny. They threw that the leaden heart, the broken heart, where they threw, where the dead swallow was lying there. So they threw it on a dust heap where the dead swallow was also lying. So finally they met with each other because they both loved each other. Bring me the two most precious things in the city, said God. And now after this incident from heaven, the God replied, bring me the two most precious things. And what was the most precious thing for the God? The leaden heart of the happy prince and the dead swallow into one of his angels. So the God told to his angels that bring me the two precious things from the earth, from that city where they both were lying. And the angel brought him the leaden heart and the dead bird. And as the order of the God, that angel brought both these things, the leaden heart of the happy prince and the dead bird, the dead swallow. You have rightly chosen, said God, for in my garden of paradise, in my garden, in the paradise, this little bird shall sing forevermore, and in my city of gold, the happy prince shall praise me. So the God took the both things, the leaden heart and the dead bird. And the dead bird, which work God has given, that bed in my paradise you sing the lovely song for me, and the happy prince you shall praise me. So with this the chapter is over, and what we understood that the happy prince and the little swallow, both were precious. Why? Because both had very pure heart. Both have very pure heart, very kind heart, and both were very sympathetic and always think about the others. The both were thinking about others, as the happy prince was thinking. The same swallow had the same thing also, because he stayed there with the happy prince and he helped. He only have given this sapphires and the ruby to the other people, and after this the happy prince told to the swallow that now I am covered with gold, so you take little pieces and you give to the poor children so they can live happily. So with this the chapter is over. So you write the question answers in your literature notebook. Thank you for watching the video. Have a nice day.